Hello students, today I am going to discuss about the zeta potential and PDA. PDA means polydispersity index. Zeta potential means it is the measuring the surface charge of the nanoparticle. Either it is positive or negative charge we are measuring. For measuring the zeta potential, we are using the equipment called zeta sizer. Next, polydispersity index means it is a measurement of the size distribution of the nanoparticles in sample. The polydispersity also called as heterogeneity index or simply dispersity. For measuring this both zeta potential and polydispersity index, we are measuring through one technique. The technique is called DLS technique. That is nothing but dynamic light scattering technique. Dynamic light scattering technique. This dynamic light scattering system contains 6 main components. This dynamic light scattering system contains 6 main components that are: first one, laser, attenuator, cell, detector, correlator and computer. Laser, attenuator, cell, detector, correlator and computer. Next we will move on to the working principle of this DLS system. Here in DLS system, we are using light to determine the sample. Here we are using the light to determine the sample within the cell. This cell contains the sample. This cell contains the sample. Here we are using the light to determine the sample within the cell. For this light source, here we are using the laser. This laser is providing the light. Normally, when we focus the light onto a sample, it will pass a straight pathway. It will passes the straight pathway. But in some condition, the any particles will be there in the sample, the light will scatter to different direction. If any particles is there in the sample, the light will scattered or focus to different directions. This scattered light is detected by these detectors. This scattered light will be detected by the detectors. Here the particle scatters or focus light in all directions. That's why we can keep the detector in any position to detect the light. We can keep the detector at any position to detect the light. Next, if too much of light is detected, this detector is detecting the light. If too much of light is detecting, this detector will be overloaded. For reducing this overloading in this DLS system, we are using the attenuator. Here we are using the attenuator. What is the use of this attenuator? Attenuator will reduce the light that is coming from the laser. Attenuator will reduce the light that is coming from the laser. Automatically the scattered light also will reduce. Automatically the nanoparticle scattered light also will reduce. Then the detectors will detect only less light. These detectors will detect only less light. Next, this detector information will pass through a digital signal processing board. This is a digital signal processing board, that is correlator. The detector information will pass to the correlator. This correlator will compare the scattered light at successive time intervals. That means normally the intensity of light, the scattered light will measure in the units of lumens. This correlator will correlates the scattered light based on time. Like that, simply we'll say like that. For 5 minutes, some 100 lumens of light scattered. For 10 minutes, from 150 lumens of light scattered. Like that, how much of light is scattering, that is detected based on the time. It will compare the scattered light based on the time. This correlator will correlates the scattered light based on time intervals. Next, this correlator information will pass through the computer. This correlator information will pass through the computer. This computer contains a special zeta sizer software. It contains a special zeta sizer software. This software will analyze the data and gives the information regarding the size distribution of the particles and also surface charge of the particles. This special Zetasizer software will give information about polydispersity index, that means size distribution of nanoparticles in the sample, and also it will give the measure the surface charge of the particles also. This is about the DLS technique. We are measuring the zeta potential and polydispersity index based on one technique, that is called DLS technique. This is the DLS system. It contains 6 main components. We are using these components and we are measuring the zeta potential and polydispersity index. Thank you.